Hello everyone, here I am, good old Lord of Shadows, to give you the mystery of Chopper Base, the new Star Wars Rebels Season 2 episode review. Mystery of Chopper Base. Or more precisely, the base that Chopper found it, thanks to, alongside AP5, you know. And so, I mean, to cut the story short, because this entire episode, the pre-last episode. Let's put it that way, because the last episode, because technically it is the pre-last episode of the season 2, which the last one is going to be the Twilight of the Apprentice, and I can't wait to see this episode. So, overall, let's just put it this way. So, overall, this episode, was actually quite simple, because the entire episode was all about, the protection of this new base, the Chopper find out about the rebels and everything, and in the short term, trying to protect it, and from the beginning to the end. Well, of course, until the end, where Ahsoka came for Ezra and Kanan to go for Malachor. We all know what is waiting for them, right there, right now. Okay, well, so. Overall, so the first thing I really wish to say about this episode is the animation, like always, brilliant. I really like the fights, especially the one, especially the few things that I really liked is seeing Captain Rex in action. It was really great. The first time when he was with Sabine, and then the last time when Kanan, Ezra, Hera, Zeb, Sabine. And Rex, tried to protect the ghost ship, tried to fly away to the base, but of course this spider-like creatures, thanks to the web, they blocked them. And of course it's very obvious because actually in zoology spiders they always use spider web to block their prey. Literally, coincidentally, just like these spider-like creatures did with the ghost ship, with the ghost crew, And talking about the spider-like creatures, I remember, because when I saw the first time I saw this episode, I felt like, these spider-like creatures that were actually pretty familiar to me, because if I remember correctly, those spider-like creatures were based on an early concept of the deceased Ralph McQuarrie for the Empire Strikes Back. If I'm correct, if I remember correctly, But seeing them in this episode, it's really great. It's really great because just seeing like they're using these old designs for something new. It's really cool to see that. Especially what Dave Filoni and the others were doing with Star Wars Rebels. And the one thing also I've seen in this episode is that when Rex is using one of the Sabine's pistols. While fleeing the spider-like creatures. In one shot, as the rebels board the ghost, the blaster fires blue instead of red. In constant, with his previous appearance. So what if was some kind of miscalculation or glitch? A mistake or something. I can assume it could be it's possibly a mistake. I don't know. We'll see. The other thing also it was really find interesting, is that this little little type snail-like creatures, what Zeb calls them Dogma, on Attalon Bogans, which actually is the Lasat name of the dark side, which actually is pretty it's pretty very big coincidence, pretty kind of cool in the way how he called them, Also in this episode, actually, Since all the beginning of the Star Wars Rebels, actually in this episode we see the first appearance of real lightsaber in training mode. Even I saw that upon a contact it stings, but does not cut or burn. But whatever. It was really kind of fun finally to see, because alongside since Kanan met Ezra. They never actually had a proper lightsaber training. In this episode, they finally had it, and I'm really like I said, I'm really excited. cool, cool to see it. You know, it's actually, when we talk about this lightsaber training, actually was really kind of, fun and also cool at the same time. Let's just put it away. Also in this episode, what I really like, is the scenes when Ezra tried to like contact the spiders, with spiders with the Force, and both of those times, like somewhere in the middle, and then at the end, he failed, because since it's the creation of Star Wars universe, we all both know. I mean, we all know that there are some creatures who this Force tricks works on them, and when it doesn't. And those spider-like creatures, it appears like those creatures belong to the ones which the Force mind tricks on connection doesn't work on. Because even look, fair enough, even Ahsoka said, a little advice from her experience, that when the time comes when you think the Force, in fact, then you find out that you know it very little. And when if you saw the Clone Wars, you know what I'm talking about when it comes to Ahsoka. It was actually pretty cool. So overall, I mean, actually, like I said, there was an entire episode. The other thing is, I'm also very cool to see is finally some other like new girl fighter pilot, which goes by the name Dicer, which actually is a pretty strange name for a girl. But whatever. It was pretty kind of cool to see that, And if they found only Rex in the cavern of those, in the cave of those spiders-like creatures, so I suppose that Dicer is eaten up by them. Yep, that's what I think. So overall, we had action. So we had action. We had comedy. We all like the old new Star Wars Rebels episode. We found some new alien forms. Just like always in the Star Wars universe. Like this time, like I said, Dogma and the spiders-like creatures. Which actually, when also one thing I wish to say about the spiders-like creatures is, they're pretty tough, because it feels like the only way you can kill them is if you show them in the eyes. Because when you see Sabine, Rex, and the others, try to shoot them, they fail. Except the time when they shoot them in the eyes. So the only thing I really can tell is that they're pretty tough. And the one thing also, in this episode I really like, is the drama. When Hera, when Hera all the time, was worried, when she found out that Kanan, Ezra, and Ahsoka had to go alone on Malachor, because she was all afraid, because she didn't know what's waiting for them out there. Which practically, if you watch the Twilight of Apprentice, you already know what happened there. And literally, the irony when Kanan said, we're gonna see each other again. The irony, right? But whatever. I will gonna have this for the Twilight of the Apprentice review. I mean, you get the idea. What's gonna happen next? If you watch the episode. If you don't, spoiler alert. So overall, like I said, this episode was really quite simple. The whole time was like the Ghost Crew trying to, liberate the rebel base from the spiders-like creatures, and until the ending when Ahsoka came for Ezra and Kanan to bring them to Malachor. So overall, yeah. I mean, I said everything. So overall, here I am done. So rate the video like always, comment, subscribe. Your thoughts on this, because I'm person thinking about the spiders-like creatures. Seeing Captain Rex in action, what do you think is gonna happen next? If you didn't watch the Twilight of the Apprentice again, like I said, what do you think about this episode? What do you think? If we're gonna see the spiders-like creatures in the future. In the short terms, drop a like, I appreciate that. Peace everyone, have an awesome rest of the day. Laurel Shows like always, signing off. See you next time, and of course, may the Force be with you. Boom.